Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by longtime Patreon supporter Roxy. Huge thanks to Roxy and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Roxy reached out asking for a deck led by Kratos and Atreus, and I was more than happy to build it for her. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Kratos' Stoic Father is a 4-mana 4/4 legendary god warrior. Whenever we attack with one or more gods, and whenever a god dies, we get an experience counter. At the beginning of our end step, we put X +1/+1 counters on target creature we control, where X is the number of experience counters we have. He also has Partner, Father, and Son, a limited partner ability that allows us to have 2 commanders, so long as both of them have Partner, Father, and Son. Atreus Impulsive Son is a 3-mana 2/4 legendary god archer with reach. We may pay 3 mana and tap him. If we do, we draw a card for each experience counter we have, then discard a card. Atreus then deals 2 damage to each opponent. He also has Partner, Father, and Son. Obviously, these two are from the later God of War games, but since I haven't owned a PlayStation since the PS2, I only have a vague understanding of the series. Now, I have done a video on these two in the past, but Roxy wanted more proliferate effects and more creatures in her version of the deck. Also, this is a bracket 3 deck, and a lot of our cards are fairly expensive, so I apologize to your wallet. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from new sponsor, Mythatom. If you need a boost to your coffee while weakening your enemies, pick up this Elish Norn Mother of Machines Thermal Travel Mug. Warning, Travel Mug is not actually guaranteed to double the caffeine of your coffee or turn your enemy's coffee into decaf. Link down below, but don't forget to use code DANON for a 10% discount on your order. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm streaming on Gaming with Danon as well as Twitch. Sometimes I'm building Commander decks, other times I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, but you're always welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Our land base consists of Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Scalding Tarn, Arid Mesa, Flooded Strand, Polluted Delta, Wooded Foothills, Windswept Heath, Rogram Triome, Steam Vents, Sacred Foundry, Hallowed Fountain, Training Center, Spectator Seating, Sea of Clouds, Storm-Carved Coast, Sundown Pass, Deserted Beach, Sulphur Falls, Clifftop Retreat, Glacial Fortress, Thundering Falls, Elegant Parlor, Meticulous Archive, Scavenger Grounds, 4 Islands, 4 Mountains, and 4 Plains. A pretty straightforward mana base. For mana ramp, we've got Smothering Tithe, the Warring Triad, Burgi, God of Storytelling, Sword of Hearth and Home, Sword of the Animist, Sword of Feast and Famine, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Creativity, Talisman of Conviction, Talisman of Progress, Izzet Signet, Boros Signet, and Azorius Signet. Nothing too surprising. Our card advantage package consists of Teferi's Ageless Insight, Keranos, God of Storms, Tajiro and Hazaret, Experimental Augury, Venat, Heart of Hydaelyn, Ifara, God of the Polis, Kefnet the Mindful, Frostcliff Siege, Kindred Discovery, Prof's Eidetic Memory, and Echo of Eons. Wanted to make sure we stayed thematic. For interaction and spot removal, we've got Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile, Fierce Guardianship, Counterspell, Abrade, Disenchant, Generous Gift, Boros Charm, Dovin's Veto, and Chaos Warp. Some counter magic, some spot removal, lots of ways to keep the game going in our favor. For board wipes, we've got Blasphemous Act, Cyclonic Rift, and Farewell. Flexible and powerful, just what you want in board wipes. The core of our deck consists of the Locust God, Othari, Sun's Glory, Iroas, God of Victory, Ilharg the Raiseboar, Kalimene, Disciple of Iroas, God Eternal Oketra, Perforos Bronze-Blooded, Perforos, God of the Forge, Heliod Suncrowned, Walking Ballista, Taralf, God of Fury, and God Eternal Kefnet. Supporting our plan, we've also got Training Grounds, Agatha's Soul Cauldron, Lae'zel, Blacklist Champion, Thrumming Bird, Patrolling Peacemaker, Norn's Choirmaster, Metastatic Evangel, Aurelia the War Leader, Grateful Apparition, All Will Be One, and Aggravated Assault. Wanted to ensure Roxy had lots of ways to win the game. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 51 mana sources split between 37 lands and 14 pieces of ramp. A little high, but our curve is high, so it's fine. 12 pieces of card advantage, counting our commander. 10 pieces of interaction. 3 board wipes. 3 pieces of graveyard hate in Echo of Eons, Farewell, and Scavenger Grounds. 1 sudden I win card in Aurelia the War Leader. Careful viewers will note that we have the combo of Sword of Hearth and Home and Aurelia the War Leader. Now, you need another creature to make this combo work. Basically, you have your other creature equipped with a sword, then swing out with both Aurelia and that creature. Aurelia triggers, giving us another combat step. If our equipped creature connects, the sword triggers, allowing us to flicker Aurelia. This creates a new version of Aurelia, so when we attack during our second combat step, she triggers again, creating a third combat step. Disgusting, I know. I also want to point out that Kratos triggers whenever we attack with any number of gods, or when a god dies, we get an experience counter. So, Perforos Bronze-Blooded and the Locust God create a fun loop. We activate Perforos, putting the Locust God onto the battlefield, then attack with him. This gives us an experience counter. We then activate Atreus, drawing a bunch of cards, triggering the Locust God. Of course, we could activate Atreus prior to attacking, assuming we have some experience counters from other sources, but that's beside the point. When we get to our end step, Perforos' ability goes on the stack and we sacrifice the Locust God, giving us another experience counter. Then, during the next end step in our opponent's turn, we return the Locust God to our hand. Now, theoretically, we could gain a ton of experience doing this every other turn. Not the attacking part, of course, but the putting Locust God onto the battlefield and gaining more experience counters. After all, Perforos' ability can be activated at any time. Do you have a Kratos and Atreus commander deck? What's your secret deck tech? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to do your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Drya, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alix, Borgie, Congo, Robert Pye, Kazaris, Patrick, Tiz, Art, Richard, Boomy, Oscar, Justin, Golden Walker, Captain Hammer, Sleech, Mr. Salty, Daniel, and Zombie. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.